Hi baby, so this is a very quick and spontaneous content I did not plan to film, but then it just happened downstairs, and as someone that wants to be very authentic, genuine and consistent with sharing the experiences she learns from for the purpose of others learning from it as well, I decided to film it real quick. All right, so a while back I posted a video on TikTok asking to get an editor that is good with headshots and lifestyle content, because I'm one person multitasking it all, and I've been feeling very overwhelmed having to multitask, streaming on TikTok, creating my own content, editing it, being an actress, being a one-on-one coach for different individuals. I've been feeling very overwhelmed, and it's also affecting my personal relationship with my friends, my loved ones, some of my family members. So I wanted to have an editor to help me with the editing part of my career as an entrepreneur that is having different things she's doing. All right, so after I posted that content, a couple of editors then reached out offering me their editing services. Now, among the people that reached out, there was this particular young man. It resonated with me to give him a chance. He's the highlight of today's story time. It resonated with me to give this particular young man a chance, and I responded to his DM because he actually reached out in the DM introducing himself and telling me about the editing services he renders. I looked at his page, I saw that, okay, he creates content and he edits. Even if it's not my kind of content, I could then tell him the kind of edits I want. Then I told him to drop his number so I can call him. I called him. It turns out that he was in Ibadan. I'm like, oh, I wanted someone in Lagos. I stated it in the video I posted. I said I wanted someone in Lagos, if possible, in the island here where I live, because I'm not going to go through the process of sending different files. I can't be sending 50 clips for vlogs, or 30 clips or 10 clips. No, I want someone that's going to come pick up the clips, edit it, I pay them just like that. Or someone that's going to have to live with me. By with me, I have a boys quarter, a small space that I feel like any editor that is working for me can be there when they are editing. Do you understand? So he said he could travel down to Lagos, spend like 3 days editing a couple of contents for me, and then drops it and go. When I film like 10 contents again, he's gonna come back, spend another 3 days, edit it, and then leaves. He is a student. So he finally came down to Lagos. Keep following the story. I got to meet with him. He edited my vlog, and there were loads of corrections I needed to give him. It was nothing wrong with his cuts or his transitions. No, it was something to do with the aesthetics. Like he was editing serious edits for me, like you're editing a movie or a documentary. It wasn't really vlogging friendly like that. They were too serious. I gave him the corrections I needed. However, I told him I want someone who already understands vlogging editing, and if he didn't understand it, if I needed to put him through, perhaps we were not going to work together, because I have a lot of work on my plate to be putting an editor through what I want. They should already know what I want and deliver it to me in that effect. He said okay, he was going to do better. He took the corrections, went back to his room, that's the boys quarter, went back there. When he went back to his room, it clicked in my head that I should go back and tell him something else. I just wanted to give him a correction on a clip. Upon arrival, I noticed he was cleaning his eyes real quick, because I knocked the door and I just went in, because, I mean, you're not naked, you just left here. I knocked and just went in. I saw him cleaning his eyes real fast for me not to notice he had been crying. And that really broke my heart, because I was thinking, was he perhaps mentally going through something before traveling down here? And while I was giving him my corrections, telling him we may not be able to work together, did that perhaps frighten him? He said not really. So I said, what is it? He didn't want to talk. Then I told him, look at me, or rather click the link in my bio so you can have an understanding of who you're working for. I'm not the society trying to pressure you to not cry when you're overwhelmed. I'm not the society telling you men don't cry, men shouldn't cry. I am not someone who expects you to be a robot. To be clear, I'm actually a life coach. I see different people break down. I'm talking about people in their 50s, 60s, 40s, young. What you're just 24 and you want to feel embarrassed that I saw you breaking down. We all have a meltdown, and that's when he felt comfortable to open up. He got more emotional, telling me that he just feels like he's not doing enough, that the corrections I gave him, he felt like maybe he didn't do enough. On top of that, he is a student, schooling. He has 2 of his younger brother. He's the one catering for. His dad doesn't have a job. His dad is struggling, so he's the one taking care of his dad, his 2 younger brothers, because he's the first son, so he has to take care of the dad, his 2 younger brothers. On top of that, he's still studying. He's in uni studying a 6-year course, and he's in his 4th year. He's multitasking, schooling, taking care of his 2 younger brothers, his dad, with having side hustles, and still shooting and editing his own content. Yet he's struggling so much. He just feels like he's not doing enough. That actually broke my heart so much. And that's the highlight of the story, because you see, this is a young man that is a king, if you ask me. Do you know how brave it is to be in a position where life is testing you so much? It is easy for you to just resort to suicide or drugs or fraudulence of some sort or alcohol, but you choose to keep your hands clean, do something legit, doing what you can, when and how you can. Do you know how incredibly brave that is? Again, as a young man of 24, what does he want to have figured out? If not for the new pressure coming from society that, at this age you ought to have done this, you should have fleets of cars, you should have mansions. What are we supposed to have figured out at 24? Really, what? No. Because in your teenage days, you're just rebelling, trying to understand what is adulting. You get into your 20s, that's when you begin learning, okay, this thing called adulting, how am I supposed to navigate it? And he's just 24. I just felt like, God damn, this young man is so brave. And that's a lot of you. You're so brave, you're trying your best, you're showing up, you're doing what you can, when and how you can, and you're thinking you're failing. No, sometimes success is in the efforts you're putting in spite of how discouraged you feel. Sometimes success is the fact you're still showing up, even though it looks like you're wasting your time. Sometimes success, true success, sometimes is in the fact you are surviving. Because it's a lot and enough to make you go crazy, some of the things you're facing, but you're surviving them, looking for different coping mechanisms, such as crying when you're too overwhelmed, and after that you feel a bit relieved and you keep trying your best, and you don't think that is brave. Come on, baby, give yourself grace for your efforts. Look at the way I'm sweating. That's because I want you guys to really learn from this story time I am sharing. And the second reason I was so grateful as I gave him a hug was that he's the kind of editor I want. Because even though I did not exactly say it in the video I posted on TikTok, asking that if you're a good editor, you should please reach out to me so we can work together. One of the things I was manifesting without saying in that video is that I need an editor that understands emotions, that, have series of breakdowns, even if it's not directly happening to them, but somebody that works with clients that do breakdown. Because in real life, I'm very emotional. I cry a lot when I'm overwhelmed. I cry when I'm grateful. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I am happy. It's so a lot of times I'm like, gosh. So an editor would just be seeing all of these series of emotions and breakdowns that I have when I'm filming. It's going to be weird. They may laugh at me behind my back. So I really want someone that know what it is like to feel like this. Even though I didn't say it in that video of the kind of editor I wanted. So seeing that version of him made me so grateful and put my worries to ease, because I was worried about, so an editor is going to see how I break down, how I get emotional. Should I really get an editor? Would they laugh at me behind my back? I hope I get an editor that has worked with clients that are like me, or maybe somehow in their real life they've experienced something that makes them to know genuine emotions and understand when someone is breaking down. Seeing that version of him just made me so thankful. And then again, I'm thankful that informations come to me when and how they should. Things always happen in my life when and how they should. Because tell me why I went to his room to tell him something. Even though I already told him that thing, I felt the need to go back and re-emphasize it. That was when I saw him having a breakdown. And before some of you come telling me, oh, some people cry to manipulate you with tears, I can't be manipulated. If it turns out that he's trying to manipulate me, I'll still get to know and cut the chase. But I bet he wasn't trying to manipulate me, because he didn't come to me crying. I caught him crying, having a proper meltdown. And he was even cleaning his eyes so I don't find out. I had to persuade him to open up. So it was just him having his moments and struggles during which he was vulnerable, and I just happened to see him in that moment, and that put me at ease. Going forward, I'll be more patient with him. I wouldn't just fire him easily if the reason was not really heavy. I am ready to work with him, support him the ways I can, and go as far with him as we can. Do you understand? But the take home from this is that a lot of you are out there trying your best, doing what you can when and how you can, yet you're not giving yourself grace for it. The fact your efforts have not brought you the results you're looking to have does not mean your efforts are fruitless. It's adding up. The glass of your efforts is adding up, and very soon it's going to be filled up and start overpouring. And the overpouring of it will reflect in your finances, your social network of friends, your connections, the kind of high profile people you'll be surrounded by, how much you'll be financially elevated, the way you will gain visibility as a person. But until then, be gentle with yourself, baby. Some of the things that I have now, I started trying to get them 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they are only now clicking. And at least I'm here to experience some of those things, because even though I wasn't sure that my efforts will pay, I kept putting in my efforts. It's not an easy thing to do. Some people will just go into drugs. Some people will just go into fraudulence. Some people will just take their lives. It's not because they are bad. It's a coping mechanism. Not everybody is brave enough to keep doing what they should when and how they can, when life is testing them by making them feel like their efforts are fruitless. But some of you are out here still giving in your best, and you're not giving yourself grace. You're a champ. I'm looking at Steve, a young man that is just 24, struggling with the grief of losing his mother 3 years ago, struggling with catering for 2 of his younger siblings, struggling with catering for his dad, struggling with still being in school, studying a 6 years course, and he's at the 4th year, and still having to multitask it with having other side incomes such as editing for people, and still creating his own content, editing it himself, being in school, feeling overwhelmed, grief. Yo, Steve, if you ever watch this video, I'm proud of you. In the spirit of giving you your roses while you can still smell them, you're a champ. Legit, you are a champ. Did you hear me? I'm so proud of you, young king. Keep going. The dots will connect. Your efforts are adding up, and it's gonna pay in grand style. But until then, be gentle with yourself. Okay? And to anyone that watched to this point, please be gentle with yourself. You're doing a good job. You are doing a good job. Be gentle with yourself. You're gonna win, baby. And the sign of it is because you are surviving. Sometimes success is just surviving, because surviving means you stand the chance to see better days. But not surviving is when, okay, you know what, I had to take my life and I failed. But you're surviving, so it's gonna add up, okay? You're welcome, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you.